Are you ready for some fractions? Love fractions. Okay, so this first lesson in Chapter 4, Math 4.1, it says the learning target is this, to be able to estimate products of fractions. So products means that you're multiplying fractions. You might be multiplying a fraction by a whole number or a fraction by a fraction. But you want to estimate. So it's about. It's not the exact, but it's about. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you a couple different ways to do this. You can do it through estimating, using comparable numbers, something that's pretty close, and you can do it through rounding. Okay, so let's start with this method here. And I'm taking a fraction times a whole number here. So I remember what I said about the fraction. 1 part of 5 parts. So there's my whole. My whole is made up of 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 even parts. Now, I just need one of these parts. So I just need 1 part. Okay? That will be my answer. But it's of 16. So 16. Does 16 go evenly into 5? No. What number really close to 16 goes evenly into 5? I'm going to go to, if I go up 1, I go to 17. No. If I go down 1, 15. Does 15 go evenly into 5? It does. So I'm going to change this to 15. Now 15, I'm going to divide into each of these categories. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They each have 3. Okay, so that's 3. That's 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? If one of these had 4, it wouldn't work. Has to be exactly even. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? So now, 1/5, 1 part of the 5 of this 16, which I made to 15 because it works better, I'm estimating with a comparable number. My answer is 3. Okay? Now I got to change this to that kind of a thing. It's about 3. It's about 3. And what this means is that I have a fraction of this 16. I don't have the whole 16, I just have a part of the 16. And the part I have is I have 1 part of this 16, which would be 3. Okay? When we make it into a picture like that, it's a little bit easier to see, I think. Let's look at this one here. 3 parts, 4 is my whole part. Okay, so I'm going to do 4. 4 exactly even parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my 4 parts. Now, I have 23 here. It's a whole number. I want to divide 23 evenly in here. Okay? So I'm going to go until it's even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I don't have 24. I'm going to get rid of 1 in each of them. Okay? So, the closest one I could get, without going over, is 20. Okay? Unless I would want to go up a little bit. So I could do that. But I'm kind of thinking 24. Does 4 go into evenly into 24? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's 6. 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. That's 12, and that's 12. So together it gets me 24. 24 is really close to 23. So I need 3/4. I need this part of this 23. I'm going to use 24 and get a approximate. Not an exact, but pretty close. So now I have my 4 things, my 4 parts that make the whole. I need 3 of them. So I need 1, 2, 3. I need these 3 parts. So I add those 3 numbers up. 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 6 times 3, equals 18. So the part of 23, well, I estimated it, so I went to 24. This part of 24 is 18. It's not the whole 18. It's not the whole 24, I mean. It's just 18. It's just a part of it. 3 parts of the 4. All right? If you get it down to this little graph here, able to get the numbers evenly in each, and then you can figure out how many parts you need, and you should be able to get your answer. Okay? So that's one method. That's estimating products of fractions using comparable numbers, close numbers. Okay, let me go over here. I'm going to show you a method that I really love, and I use this all the time with fractions. It's where you estimate rounding to either a 0, a half, or a 1. Seems like those are the easy things that we know. You know 0, you know a half, and you know 1. Okay, so you got to figure out, is this number, is it closest to 0? Is it closest to a half, or is it closest to 1? And the way I do it is I see 5/8 is 5/8 closest to 0. And the way you could do that is you could say you have 0 and you have 1. Okay? Now, I have 8 parts. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this 1 right here, that's the 8. Okay? So, this would be 1 of 8, 2 of 8, 3 of 8, 4 of 8, 5, 8, 6, 8, 7, 8. This one is 8 of 8, which is the same as just 1. Okay? So now I'm going to go, I have 5. This one right here. I know this is a half. So, this dot right here, am I closest to 0? Am I closest to a half? Or am I closest to 1? And I'm right there, right next to the half. So I'm going to make this 1/2. Okay? I'm rounding this to 1/2. And then this 9/10, you see how close 9 is to 10? I have 9 parts, 10 make a whole. Oh man, I'm going to be like 9, 10, 10 tenths. Now like 1/9 is way over here, 0 is over here. I am so close to this having all the parts that make the whole. So this is going to be 1. Okay? So then, now that I have 1/2 times 1, I can easily do that. Because anything times 1 is the other number. So, I'm going to get about a half. Okay. Let's look at this one here. I have 5/6. I have 5 parts, and 6 make up the whole. I almost have a whole one there. One more part, and I would have been there. I would have had my 1. So I'm going to round it up to a 1. Of, whenever you see of, it also means times. Okay? 5/6 of 1/9. Multiplication. And then I have 1/9. I have one part of 9. I barely have any. It's going to be 0. 1 times 0 is 0. So when I'm rounding that one to either 0, 1/2, or 1, it's going to be about 0. Okay? So I always like to see if a number, is it close to a half? Is it almost a whole? Is it really not close to a whole at all? Is it almost like nothing? And that'll give you some idea to how to multiply these together in terms of getting an estimate. Okay? So go ahead. There's guided practice, and then there's some independent practice for you. You'll try the problems and watch the videos. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know.